So what we got to do is work with the people that's willing. That's www. This is my internet of of life right now. You know what I mean? Work with the willing. You know what I mean? And so there's some will, some won't. So what? And that's just how you have to deal with that. And so and so everybody's not going to be ready to take that walk.
Right.
But the people that are taking that walk, we're leading by example. Because we're doing the things that we already said. We're using the wealth strategies. We're buying property. You know what I mean? We have insurances so that we out and wills so that we transferring our wealth effectively. We're training the children. Right. And we're doing that as a group. You know what I mean? We're all saying like, hey, you got your insurances straight. Hey, you taking care of your kids. Hey, you know what I mean? And this is what we're doing. And this is what our brotherhood or our group is doing. These are the type of things that come out of that. Mm-hmm. So we're organizing the people. We got it. We build into financial literacy. You know what I mean. And then we're still creating, and those that are in the know and that are able, we're creating pathways to so people can go through this and go and get to where they're going, but also show them the end result. And I think that's one of the things that I want to make sure that comes out of this conversation is that we got to show them the end. We got to show them 50 years down the road where most black people aren't being employed by the government or by other races or cultures. Right. Most black people are employed by other black people.
Right. But what if we don't necessarily show them the end, but expose them to the end?
Yeah, well, you have to give the people vision.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that if I go and talk to somebody, right, and I say, hey, in 10 years, I can make you be financially secure. They may say, I don't know what I'm doing in 10 minutes, much less 10 years. You see what I'm saying? In those areas. So people who know already know, right? But if I say, okay, hey, what if I can help you make the first steps in starting your future? You see what I'm saying? And I keep using the military, but like in the military, they expose you. You can be E9. Right? They show you. This is the rank for E9. You don't know what E9 do. You know what they make. You don't know what it mean. You don't know what the E7 mean. You don't know what a board is. Yeah. You don't know what a PT test is. But it's laid out. They're not telling you it, but they're showing it.
Right.
But they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna get you through this 6 weeks.
Right.
And then that's it. When you get through that, we're gonna get you through your AIT. Right. And then when you get from there, you on your own. But you can use what you learn to push forward.
Right.
And I think if we use an approach like that, it can help the many and not the few. That's the thought.
But we still got to. You're right. You're 100% right. Well, we just got to show. But like when it comes to selling somebody on that type of future, it's got to. They got to see themselves and they got to see some benefit in it.
They have to.
If they don't know what an E9 is, then they might not aspire to be an E9. I'm good at a 5.
So I think that we'll get the best results by exposing them to what financial freedom is, and show them that it doesn't take 50 years to acquire financial freedom.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. But I think the main thing is finding out what's in it for me, because the end goal is financial freedom.
Right.
We're talking about somebody who understands what financial freedom is. Mm-hmm. Why is that valuable to me? So I think we need to define who that person is, because not everybody is going to be motivated by financial freedom. Some people might be motivated by getting an apartment or getting a car. So if we say financial freedom, we're already targeting people that we're saying understand it.
Right.
Just to kind of get focused and have a specific target.
But I feel that's another point, because if you got a kid that was homeless, if he gets an apartment,
he's good.
He has made a huge accomplishment.
If he gets a place to sleep next week, he's good.
But if we take that same kid and we say, hey, here's how you understand credit. Mm-hmm. And then now you can use this credit to do whatever you want to do with it. Mm-hmm. But then this is how you do that.
See, that's what I was saying before, because you take that same kid to understand credit. Mm-hmm. But this is why I think we need different levels of programs. So I think we need the elementary, the high school, and the college version first, because that kid, first we got to teach him how to get a sandwich. Then we teach him the next level, and then we teach him about credit.
So what's before credit?
I think
Before credit, he's got to learn how to even sustain himself as a human
Sustainability.
to even be able to have interest in that. Right now, his stomach is growling.
Yeah, he can't hear nothing because
He
his
can't
stomach
hear a
growls.
thing.
I understand. I'm
So
sure.
are we talking about?
No, what I'm saying is I think we just need to define a purpose. Maybe we don't go after him first.
Yeah.
Maybe we get the low-hanging fruit and we go after the people who was already in that mindset.
Yeah,
Once we
let's-
have success with that,
I-
then we go deeper down.
100% agree. 100% agree. And I feel like at this point, like we've already established that we need to talk to people who want financial freedom. Because the people who have financial freedom, once they have financial freedom, then they like it's like the guy. How do civilizations evolve? They through advancements in technology, right? So once you no longer need hunters and gatherers because you've had the agricultural evolution or the industrial revolution, then you have extra time on your hands. What do you do with that extra time? You evolve. So once you have financial freedom, then you're gonna start. Your mind's gonna be like, okay, now that I'm financially free, wait, this all of a sudden politics are important to me. All of a sudden what's happening in my community is important to me. Now I can participate. Now I can, enact change. Now I want to, participate in groups like this because it's more interesting to me now because now I have that financial freedom. So it goes back to that. Yes, we need to work with the people who want financial freedom because the people that have financial freedom, once they have that extra time on their hands, they're going to want to do more in their community.
I think that could be the reason why. The reason why I like what you're saying because that's the Harriet Tubman of this. You know what I mean? So as though once a couple people get free, you know what I mean? They want to come back and get some other people
Exactly.
free, and that's what we gotta and that's what we're talking about here. So
Yeah.
one of the things that's one of the reasons why this mastermind group exists because we spend a lot of time helping so many people.
Right.
We help so many people outside of our organization.
Right.
But the reason why I wanted this mastermind group to be what it is because it gives us a chance to be selfish and help ourselves.
Right.
So here it is, 90% of the time we spend helping other people. You know what I mean? But 10% of this time we need to spend helping ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I need help. You need help.
I need help.
We
Yeah.
all need help.
We all need help. Right.
And
Civil
that's,
war.
and that's what the and that's what we gotta so this is our chance to be selfish and then out of this group becomes examples. So we can say, hey, listen, what I mean? Hey, I know my man Hassan. Hassan, he with his third house, and then he got investments and everything.
Right.
Thank you. He got all types of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Or his involvement in BPM. You know what I mean? He was able to make an extra $50,000 outside of his job, just but with his involvement in BPM. So now people are like, oh, wait a minute, BPM rocking like that. You know what I mean? I need to get where my member. Where can I sign up?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the best marketing. You know what I mean? Is results.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
very true.
So when we doing these things, so we got step by step.
Right.
No matter what we do, step by step. We got to show some results. And so we can have this grandiose ideas, but we still gotta put points on the board.
Okay, so check this out. So to your point, what if we do this? We focus on everyone in the group, right? So we get everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the group has at least a minimum 720 personal credit score, FICO score, 80 PDEX score, and $100,000 at minimum business credit. Unsecured business credit, right? We have a lot of leverage. We have a lot together. We have the ability to make some money moves, some real powerful moves economically, right? And so we do that, and now we're all an example of, you know what I'm saying? We're now practicing what we preach, and we're all a living testament to what we have done. Now we go and we grab 5 people each, and we bring them and we sit them down, and we say, okay, look what we did. You know what I'm saying? And now it's going to be a lot easier to work to build those 5 people up, and then they go and grab 5 people, and
Can I
then
ask you a
those
question?
5 people grab 5 people. Yes.
What if you the second phase of the 5 people?
What do you mean? Like you guys are already, and then I come next? That's fine. That's fine. I'm no problem with that.
All right.
That's the whole thing. We have to have legacy.
So
The energy that we're talking about now, the energy that we're talking about now is the energy that we lay in the foundation so that you can springboard off an organization that's been around 25 years and put you in a position where you have conversations with all the people that you want to have conversations with, as doing all the type of things that you want to do, and you can access them. That's exactly what we're doing. So, as we're developing, we're refining and fine tuning, which we've been doing. So, over the last 25 years, a lot of work has been done.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And we need that. Well, we're trying to organize that so we can get. We have another level to get to. Okay. Like right now, and that's what we're doing now. So we're laying foundation work for working with kids. You know, we have health initiatives. We have all types of things that we're dealing with, and that's growing. So I'm saying that to say that you're in the right place, doing the right things, talking to the right people, because you know, just for the simple fact that you know that you're out and you're being intentional about where you're going. That's what made you, you know, get online and find a group like this. You know, like people, and I don't believe that people just show up by circumstance. You know what I mean? Like in order to find it, you had to want, and you had to be in a certain place. You know what I mean? So, like I said, like out of 650,000 people in this city, you know what I mean? You're one of the ones that decided that, look, this is what's important to me right now, and I'm going to be here. And we all each made that decision, and so we're still sitting here solving these problems and doing these things. So, you know, just stepping through. We're just stepping through, and so these getting the information, and I think, and I going back to one of the things that we were talking about. We have to market to find these people. Right. You know what I mean? So that and then we have to be able to give access to this type of information, so that those people that are interested are springboarded into, you know, they're using us as a springboard into the next level, but not just springboarded, not just bouncing and leaving, but bouncing and staying and saying, like, I want to make sure that someone else can benefit the same way I benefited.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
So, you know, we have to do, we're doing community service, we're doing outreach, we're touching a lot of people outside of us, but we still got to touch the people inside of us and make sure that our needs are being met, that we're being fed. You know what I mean, as individuals, so that way we have the wealth and the wherewithal. Because see, like, I could do a lot more if I didn't have to work. You know what I mean? You know, I mean that I could. You know, we all could do a lot more when money's not an issue. Yeah, right. You know, we could give way more of ourselves. Exactly. So let's focus on making sure that money's not an issue for us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Financial freedom shoes.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I feel like in this, from my own journey, right?
Right.
The more real estate, the more business you create, it's almost like the slower you're able to go. Because now you're carrying things. You know, I mean, I only say this, like, when I was 23, I had a newspaper, and I had 25 employees. And, you know, as a small business, every person challenge was my challenge. You got somebody who couldn't get to work because they didn't have a car. Guess what? You're going to get them. You know, and you can say you're not, but you are, because for what that person need to do, they don't know what the other side of it, but you do. So it's to your advantage. If they don't have a babysitter, you getting them a babysitter. You know, if they sick, you know, you're gonna be the one to be like, well, I know you coughing and throwing up, but can you still come in? I mean, you're gonna be that one. So I mean, I guess I say that to say it takes a lot to run a business.
It does.
You know, it takes a lot to be responsible for somebody's livelihood.
It is.
But I guess that's the thing. Like when you build a successful, because businesses are really just systems, right? So the point of the system is so that you can walk away from it and you don't have to be there.
System ran by man. System is ran by man. There's nothing on earth that's not ran by man.
And it depends on how you position yourself within the system.
Within the system as well,
because
yeah.
if you build a system and you can build yourself outside of that system,
Right.
that's one thing. But if you build yourself as a part of the business,
Right.
then did you just build yourself an income
A job,
generating
right?
entity?
You create
So
yourself a
it all
job.
depends,
Right.
you know, and it all depends on your focus and your strategy.
Right. So that's something that we need to be cognizant of when we're building. If it is a business that we're building, to build a business and not create a job for yourself. Because if you have to be there 100% of the time to make sure that it's running and it's producing, then that means that you've created a job. You haven't created a business.
What do you do? And I'm just it's really a trick question, but
Okay.
what do you do if you create the system
Uh-huh.
and the people are not running it right, and when you come back, you find out everything is not the way you left it?
That's your fault.
But do you leave again, or do you stay and make sure everything runs right?
Man, I mean, I don't have the answer to that. Because if that were me, I'd just sell it. If it was too much of a hassle, I'd sell it off and then go up and purchase another asset that I'd earn passively with. So, I mean, that's just what I would do. Probably just like a real estate note. That's the reason why I don't really want to even acquire real estate per se. I want to acquire real estate notes.
So, like, you seen the movie The Founder? Who's seen the movie The Founder?
The McDonald's movie,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see that. I haven't seen it. No.
Well, I've seen it, right? And the rest of the movie. So they franchising it, right?
Okay.
He franchised a McDonald's that my business, right?
Okay.
He owns it. He's paying me money.
Okay.
I go there. He's not selling hamburgers. He's selling hot dogs. It's a problem, ain't it?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? You gonna just sell the business, sell the rights because he's selling hamburgers and he's selling hot dogs?
See, that's the thing. When you talk about creating a system, it all depends on where you're at with it, because it doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean you have to, sell the business or give up. It means you improve your system, because
Right.
a big mistake is that, people look at a system as a static thing. It's not static.
very
A
true.
system is only a system because this is the way we do it today, but it should be ever evolving and continuously improving. So if you have that mindset, you're going to say, okay, let me identify what's wrong, fix that, and then you keep it moving. So
Yeah.
it all depends on how you actually view it.
I agree.
That was
Leadership
my-
embraces change.
That's why that's why I wanted to answer that, because when we come back and the system isn't working, I look at it as just data. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't take it personal. I let it know that's data.
Yep.
Somewhere along the way, this isn't doing. I'm not getting the results that I expected. So let me tweak the system so that I can get the results that I expect. You know what I mean? And we're not just going to scratch it, especially if it's somewhat working. If it's somewhat working, we can make it really work. You know what I mean? But even if I don't have those answers, then I call on somebody else that does. You know what I mean? So if, let's say, sales are down, maybe something is going on. Hey, I have to call a branding guy, a marketing guy, and so hey, and at that point in time, I have to use my business savvy to know what I don't know, and I need to get information. So with this information that was just given to me just now, I come here and everything is not like I expected. I can get upset, or I can get focused, and let's get focused on and do what we got to do. So you know what I mean, to move forward.
That's 100%, because I think a system working is all relative. It's only relative to the time frame which you're working in, the industry you're working in, and your internal processes. Because what works for you today is not going to be the same system you should have next year, right? So having an understanding that whatever system I'm working with now is always going to change should be the perspective, right? Because if you're thinking that a system is going to stay and work for you forever, then you're already setting yourself up, for failure.
Yeah, we have to be nimble. I mean, if we look at let's look at what Amazon just did. Amazon has acquired like 70 companies since they've been, since they've been existing. They just purchased Whole Foods, and they're expanding their base. You know what I mean? And they're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company that was nowhere on the radar screen 15 years ago.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so we're saying that. So wealth can be built in a generation.
I mean, Amazon is giving Walmart a run for their money.
Absolutely.
And 5-10 years ago, who would ever thought
Right.
that?
Right.
Yeah.
Because when Sam Walton died, I mean, all five of his kids ended up on a Forbes list that night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're talking about, he how many billionaires did he create? And even looking at that, Walmart, we're talking about a 50-year-old company. Thank you, sir. So we're talking about a 50-year-old company involved. So Sam Walton built wealth in a generation, and he actually was able to successfully pass it down in the first generation. Just pausing for the cause, man.
Okay.
I paused for prayer. I said my little prayer too while you did that.
Okay. All right.
But so when we talking about that's a 50-year-old business. So what we see is that in 50 years ago, it was possible to build a business and generational wealth for 50 years.
Right.
Now we're looking. We got to look forward. We're talking about the new age generation. We're talking about a millennial situation with the advent of the internet. Right. We've gotten to a place where you can build generational wealth in 4 years flat. Snapchat. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you're talking about people that can come on the scene and and really dominate an industry, and Amazon giving a 50-year-old business, to run for their money. Yeah. And these are the things that we're doing. So we're in a day of technology. So we're leveraging and we're growing by leaps and bounds. So like even now, the fact that we're all here, like you wouldn't be able to find us. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you wouldn't be able to find this type of group.
Very true.
Like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? By just punching in something on your cell phone. Right. You know what I mean? So even just that alone is phenomenal. And so when we're looking at it, we're living in an age of technology where things are moving fast. There's when I was in school, I had to do a report on Moore's Law. And if you guys aren't familiar with Moore's Law, it's just the amount of information. They really did it from a chip standpoint, where they were talking about the amount of space on a chip or the amount of information you could put on one chip would double every 18 months. But that Moore's Law applied to every industry with the advent of the internet. Right. So every 18 months, all the information available on the internet is doubling every 18 months. Right. So like 18 months, the internet is twice as smart as it was 18 months ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Today. And this is where we got to make sure that we're paying attention, because in 18 months we're going to be twice as smart as we are now. So it's what we think right now.
Internet about to get indicted.
In many ways. Yeah. And so even now, we're looking at this cryptocurrency. This is the internet of money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We've seen the internet of transportation with Uber.
The next is
we've seen the internet of business, a small business. In Amazon. You know what I mean? We see. Many people just staying at home. Cheese steak sub. One of y'all got that? So we say, even with that, we're looking at how over the next few years, we got people going to Mars. You know what I mean? Which wasn't even on the radar screen. Yeah. 5 years ago.
Yeah. 2024.
Yeah. 2024.
Yeah. How we get back to all this?
Yeah.
I'm talking about action. I like to do stuff.
Yeah. I like it.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I like to talk about some stuff too.
Keep pushing forward.
Thank you.
Let's see. Thank you.
Are you a vegetarian? What's that?
Cream and crab. Cream and crab.
Okay. So we need to educate. We need to educate the control of your money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the first phase is not credit. Second phase is credit.
This is for the masses, right? This is for the next round. Okay.
I wouldn't say the masses.
The next round of individuals. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't think that we clearly identified the individuals that we're looking for first.
Mm-hmm. That's key.
We don't know. We don't. It's not everybody, because like we said, like some of these people have to. Right.
So who do we want? I mean,
we want black people who want to. All right. So I think this is who it should be. It should be black people who want to help other black people, but also want financial freedom.
Let's make it simpler than that.
We're ready, because I think I think those looking for the right steps and just looking for access to this information.
Right.
Like, I think we need to define it that way, because as people, like you, we were at your age, who are just looking hungry, and all they need is that information, and they're going to go with it.
Right.
So I think if we define that as our first, goal to get them,
right,
I think that can be our target market. So how do we get them, and where are they, and what areas do they frequent, and how can we successfully penetrate that demographic?
Right.
Can we? Yeah. Can we give a slave test or something? Like, do you want to be under the thumb of someone else,
Right.
Or do you really want freedom?
Do you
want
to work? Do you want to work for somebody for the rest of your life, or do you want to? You know what I'm saying? Be a man.
What's the context?
Well, the context of this conversation has been, what are the steps to help more people become free? That's my spin. But more people that want to take them through a place to get to and help them get to financial freedom. And the conversation with everybody's not interested in financial freedom. So we had the target. So I was like, so now we're talking about who we want to target, and that's what everybody doesn't want that. Everybody doesn't want to be free. Everybody doesn't even know what financial freedom